Good morning, I'm so delighted to be here today and give my presentation about undergraduate thesis. The topic is financial feasibility study for the briquette production business model in Hanoi under the 3R project. So you know that environmental pollution is now occurring not only in the sector of industries, services, but also in the sector of agriculture. There are so many projects making use of agro waste for fuel, but most of them fail to impasse because of lacking the combination of other factors, because of not considering the financial feasibility, small scale, and simple business. So, the object of this study is to evaluate the feasibility of the financial model when producing briquette and gives recommendation for investors to improve the situation. Investment project is allocation of resources with the expectation of profitable return, often tied up for long term. Briquettes can be produced thanks to the adhesion and cohesion forces within the solid, which are usefully for binding, along with the softening lining with the high temperature and pressure condition. So the financial feasibility analysis aims to evaluate the economical viability of an investment. It includes the evaluating of financial condition, operating performance, and forecasting its future result. Well, so profitability and financial viability of 3R projects will be analyzed based on the levelized cost. Each will show the total cost of the entire project discounted to the current time per unit of product, and then we can compare it with the prices that the producer sells to make the conclusion that investment is profitability or not. I also use sensitivity analysis by choosing two volatile elements and then adjust the volatility of them by increasing or decreasing from 10% up to 15%, and then recalculate the levelized cost again to make a comparable table and then withdraw the conclusion. Scenario analysis is a kind of technique to analyze sensitivity of the project's output to the both chances of the key variable. Normally, the best case, the worst case scenario will be analyzed and compared to the base case. So, the model assumption should be located in Hanoi City, which near the locals having the strength in agricultural practice, such as Thái Bình, Nam Định, Hải Dương province, in order to procure raw material easier. Currently, briquette production in Vietnam is distributed for two kinds of markets, export and domestic. And it also provided for the following industry like textile, chemical, and footwear, so on. So firstly, dry house will be put into presses. The drying part of the machines will automatically reduce the humidity to less than 12%, and then press at around 250 degrees into the hot wood bar. 1.1 kg of hot will generate 1 kg of briquette, and the capacity of press can achieve around 150 to 320 kg per hour. So now I'm going to give you some facts and figures about the briquette production assumption. 3 levels of scale are put in the assumption in which big size model, medium size, and small size model have its own capacity of around 1875 tons per year, 1275 tons per year, and 900 tons per year respondingly. So, with the level of capital requirement as mentioned above, expected funding capital is 50%. The remaining will be borrowed from Agribank with interest rate of around 11.5%. The capital cost for briquette production models include initial investment, machine purchasing, construction, building, and land renting costs. These costs are expected to be completed within the first quarter, and then it is able to go to the operation activity in the second quarter of the year. Well, investment activities, production activity, and profit gained are determined by the model assumptions. So, using levelized cost to evaluate the profitability is appropriate, the most appropriate, and this term is referring to the concept of break-even price. Not only it should be based on the willingness to pay of the customer, to calculate the revenue. These models in fact doesn't apply these prices. The revenue will be calculated by the total volume of product and the producer selling price of around 1,800 đồng per kilogram. There are three reasons for this. Because the first is in reality, the most biggest factory in Vietnam have a small scale, limited technology, and simple business, so the selling price is even lower than that, just around 1,500 đồng per kilogram. Secondly, because agricultural practice in the Red River Delta is uneven and unstable of dry house providing, while there are a large amount of manufacturing companies have high demand of briquettes, so middlemen have appeared, and they will collect the briquettes from the small scattered factory and then supply with the price up to 3,800 đồng per kilogram. And finally, I always plan to the worst in order to determine exactly which model is the suitable most. The three following tables will show you the levelized cost of briquettes for each model. We have total expenses, revenue, and then we can calculate the net expenses, and then discounted to have a discounted total cost. So we can calculate the levelized cost for the production based on the formula with 6.5% escalation on operating costs as well as revenue and 8% of discount rate. So both big size model and medium size model have a very small value of levelized cost, very deep below zero, so which means that they are positive in terms of profitability. In contrast, the small size model have 100 Vietnamese đồng per kilogram of levelized cost, so it is negative in terms of profitability. So in other words, investor can gain profit if they accept big size model or medium size model. For sensitivity analysis, I choose two variables which are material cost and selling price. The steeper the slope is, the more sensitive the outcome is. So you can see from the diagram here, all of the models are affected significantly by the change of material cost, because reduction speed of levelized cost is smaller than the rate of the change in material cost, so the investment are safe to do. Furthermore, with 10% increase in material cost, there's hardly any model will be profitable. But with 10% decrease in the cost of material, all models will become profitable. For the level of change in selling prices, so the same overview picture compared to the previous slide, with the selling price increasing, levelized cost gradually approach to the lowest negative values, which means more profit earned. And 5% increase in selling price, the profitable consensus among three models can be achieved. So it is very good for the decision maker taking the result of sensitivity analysis to make the decision. Moving to scenario analysis, in the worst case, all models will be not profitable. The levelized cost general will decrease more than 1,000% in the best case and increase in equivalent level in the worst case. The small size model has smaller changes than the other two, however, it still generates the highest level of levelized cost for the best case. So in brief, the model 1 will be the best with the smallest value, the medium model just rank number 2, but in fact it doesn't need to put much money in initial investment as well as the construction. So at the beginning of the business, the medium size model should be applied, and then it can be improved to the best one like the big size model in the future. The model 3 is not persuasive enough to invest in. However, the research result would be limited because of chances of some or all assumptions. So it needs to consider some strategies and recommendation. It should have a strategy for stockpiling material. It needs to further research development efforts to more effectiveness and wider acceptance, and then to strengthen the mechanism for information dissemination and technical guidance. Workshop, seminar, and study tour on biomass technology should also held in order to foster and cement the circle operation among the country, among the factory doing the business.